Hi all. Today we'll be discussing one of the most important topic in maths, which is the compound interest. And now, when I talk about compound interest, you all might have heard a formula A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to n. What is it? Or how you get that formula? We'll first see that. Suppose initially you have a principal P. For first year, if I put it at R%, after 1 year I'll get P plus R% of P. So altogether P into 1 plus R by 100. That is, initially you have a principal P. For first year, if the rate be R%, after 1 year I'm going to get the principal along with R% of the principal itself. That is P into 1 plus R by 100. Now for the second year, again if I put it R%, after second year I'm going to get P into 1 plus R by 100 whole square. That is this plus R% of the same thing. That's how you get P into 1 plus R by 100 whole square. Similarly, after n years, I'll be getting P into 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to n. That is how you get a formula. Amount after n years is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to n. This will give you the amount after n years. And that's not the CI. From this amount, if I subtract the principal, then only I'll be getting the compound interest. So that is a very lengthy procedure to get the answer. Now we'll be discussing a short trick how we can find the CI very easily. Before that, in the previous class we have already discussed SI is equal to N into R% of P, which is required to do this method. So initially, I'll tell you the concept of CI. Let the principal be 10,000 at 10% per annum for 2 years. I'll be finding both SI and CI for first year, second year and total. For first year, what will be the SI? First year you get NR% of P. N is 1, R is 10%. So you will get rupees 1000 as simple interest. For second year, again you will get 1000 as simple interest. That is, in every year the SI will be the same. So total SI will be 2000. Okay. And now I'll tell you one important concept. For the first year, SI and CI will be the same. So first year CI, it will be again 1000. Now what happens? This interest gets added to the principal. So for the second year, the principal will be what? 1000 plus 10,000, which will 11,000 will be the principal for the second year. Now we can find the interest. So similarly, NR%. So N is 1, R is 10. So 10% of this, which is 1100. That is, every year you are going to find the SI. That SI is added to the principal. Again you find SI. That is how you find CI. That is actually in compound interest. What is happening is that every year you find an interest, that is SI, that you add to the principal. Then you will get the principal for the next year. Again you find SI. If there was one more year, this interest you add to this principal, you will get the principal for the third year. Again you find SI. Okay. So this is the concept of what is happening in compound interest. So first of all, you need to have a clear idea of what is happening. So the total compound interest is 1000 plus 1100, which is 2100. So the difference between SI and CI is rupees 100. Okay, so I hope this concept is clear. Now I'll be discussing two methods in which we can find SI and CI. The first method, as I already told, SI is NR% of P. That is 1 year 2%, 1 year 10%, so 2 year totally 20% of principal, which is 10,000. So 2,000 will be the SI. So you got it. Now how to find the compound interest the same way? In percentage we have learned a value first increases X%. That increased value again increase Y%. The net effective increase is given by X plus Y plus X into Y by 100. This concept we have learned in percentage. So that is exactly what is happening in CI. First year it is increasing 10%. Next year it is again increasing 10%. So what will be the net effective increase? 10 plus 10 plus 10 into 10 by 100. So 20 plus 1, net 21% will be the compound interest rate of principal, which is 10,000. So you'll directly get 2100. That way also you can find the compound interest. So I repeat, SI is equal to NR% of P. So N is 2 and R is 10. So totally 20% of the principal, that is 10,000, so you get 2,000. To find the CI, first year that principal is increased by 10%. Next year again is increased by 10%. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 into 10 by 100. So altogether 21% of 10,000, which is 2100. So you get the difference as 100. That was the first method to find CI. Now I'll be discussing a second method in which you can find the CI. Okay, initially I'm taking a principal 10,000. In the first year I'll only get one interest because we have only interest on the principal. That's why I've written just one slab. In the second year you're going to get two interest. One is the interest from the principal and other is interest on the first year's interest. That is interest on interest. That is why it is called the compound interest. So first year you're going to get 10% of 10,000, which is 1,000. Second year again you are going to get 10% of 10,000, which is 1,000. Along with that you will be getting the 10% of first year's interest, which is 100. So first year only one value because we have interest only from the principal. Second year there are two values. Why? Because interest on the principal and interest on first year's interest. Okay, so here you're directly finding the rate person, that's all. If I add all three values, I'll be getting the compound interest. If I'm adding just the left end values, I'll be getting the simple interest. The remaining will give the difference between compound interest and the simple interest. So this is an all-in-one method to find the principal, SI, CI, difference and the rate of interest. That is 5 factors are getting connected in this method. So repeat once again. First year principal 10% you get 1,000. Second year again 10% from the principal and 10% on the first year's interest. That's why there are two values. So if the rate is same, these two will be the same value and together will give you the SI. The total thing will give you the CI. The remaining will be the difference between SI and CI. Okay. So easily you can find the compound interest in this way. These two methods are equally good, but the thing is that if the rate is a whole number, that is like 10, 20 something, this will be okay. But if the rate is like 16 by 3%, 12.5% and all, this will be the better method, and this will be the easiest method in which you can find the CI. So just one thing, you have to clearly understand this and study. Okay. And now we are going to see how we can do the similar process for the 3 year. So for 3 year, let the principal be 10,000 at 10% for 3 years. So for first year, second year and third year, I'll be finding the SI and CI as we have done in 2 years. So first year SI, 10% of this, which is 1,000. Second year also 1,000. Third year 1,000. So altogether it is 3,000. For first year, SI and CI will be the same, as I've already told you. Next year, what happens? This interest will be added to the principal. So what will be the principal for second year? It is 11,000. So 10% of that, which is 1100. That will be the interest or compound interest for the second year. Now for the third year, what happens? This interest will be added to principal. Not this, but this principal. That is the corresponding principal. So principal for the third year, it will be 12100. Again, I am finding the interest of that, which is 1210. 10% of this. So altogether it will be 3310. So the difference between SI and CI is rupees 310. Okay. So I hope the concept is clear. Now we'll start with the methods. So first method, as I've already told you, SI is NR% of P. So totally SI will be N into R. So 30% of 10,000, which is 3,000. And now how to find the CI when the number of years is 3? First year it is 10%, second year it is 10%, and for the third year again it is 10%. So what we can do is, first to 10 we can take net at a time. So as we have done in the previous question, 10 plus 10 plus 10 into 10 by 100, already it is 21%. So now this 21% we take net with the next 10%. That is first to 10 we have already done in the previous case, that is 10 plus 10 plus 10 into 10 by 100, which is 21%. And now this 21% you take with the next 10. So what do you get? 21 plus 10 plus 21 into 10 by 100, which is 33.1% of 10,000, which is 3310. That will be the CI, and this will be the net rate for CI. Okay, that is simply you can only do 2 at a time. So first I take these two 10, I got a result, and that taken net with the next rate, and 31 plus 2.1, 33.1% of the principal, which is 10,000. So you got 3310. Now moving on to the Second method. Okay, initially you have a principal 10,000. For first year you get 10% of this, which is 1,000. Second year, what do you get? 10% of the principal, that is 1,000, and 10% of this, which is 100. For the third year, how many values you must have? That is one important question. One from the principal, that is always fixed. Remaining you have 3 more interests, so additional 3 more should come. That is, 1 interest should be from the principal. Remaining you have 3 more interests, so additional 3 more CI should come. That is 1 from the principal, which is 1,000. This 1,000's 100. This 1,000's 100. And this 100's 10. So I'll repeat once again. That is, from the principal you get 10%, which is 1,000. Second year, principal's 10% and first year interest 10%. For the third year, principal's 10%, these 3 interests 10%. So 10% of this, 10% of this, and finally 10% of this. So as I told, if the rate is same, these 3 will be having the same value, and together added up will give you the simple interest. And if I add all the values written here, we will be getting the compound interest. The remaining values will be the difference between SI and CI. So totally 3,000 is the SI, 310 is the difference. So totally 3310 will be the CI. So I repeat, first year 10% of this, second year 10% of the principal and 10% of first year's interest. Third year 10% of the principal, 10% of this, this, and finally this. So I'll tell you a simple tip how you can do this. First year there will be only 1 value. Second year 1 double, there will be 2 values. Third year 2 double, there will be 4 values. If there is 4 years, 4 double, there will be 8 values. So first of all, if you have a clear idea of how many values it will be there, then you can directly fill and find the answer. Okay, so this is the most simplest method in which you can find CI, or you can do questions related to the compound interest. So clearly understand and try this method once again, and then try the questions. So I hope today's class is clear. So thank you and have a nice day.